Hello again from the plot. Thank you for clicking on this video. The sun has very briefly come out to say hello. The weather's been rubbish the past sort of like 4 weeks. We've basically just had loads of rain and the temperature definitely seemed to like drop overnight. Definitely starting to feel like autumn now. We've just popped up to do some harvesting today. I think we've got pumpkins, corn and tomatoes and leeks to harvest. Tomorrow we're going to pop back up and just sort out the plot ready for winter. We're going to do a bit of green manure, maybe cover some with plastic, sort out our fruit trees and just do a few bits and bobs tomorrow. But yeah, thanks for clicking on this video and I hope you enjoy. So sadly our polytunnel has broken. Since we've had it, it has constantly ripped and we've had to just repair it with like clear tape. But the door is completely broken now, so we've tied it up. We haven't had this polytunnel long, so I think it's good for now. It'll last over winter, but once it completely breaks, we're gonna rip it off and put a new cover on and try and find probably like a better quality cover. They're just gonna harvest any tomatoes that are ripe. I'm not sure if the green ones are going to ripen in time. We have had loads of tomatoes. We've taken probably like 3 or 4 crates full. If they don't ripen in time, it's not the end of the world. I'll try and find something that we can use green tomatoes for. So our corn's ready and the ones in the bottles have survived, as have most of the ones that are uncovered. There is a couple that have been obviously nibbled by something at the top, but most of them have ended up okay this year, which is good. And I think it's time for the pumpkins. I think we've left them a tiny bit too long, but most of them are still okay, but there might be the odd one that's maybe been left a tiny bit too late. This one's fine, but the tops are getting a bit like wet and horrid. You never eat vegetables. Look at you eating pumpkin. So here's our pumpkins harvested. Quite a few. We usually cook with them. We make pumpkin soup and pumpkin pie in autumn coming up to Halloween, and we might just use some of the smaller ones for decorations, we'll see. But yeah, Sky's got a little pumpkin and we'll leave these here probably until tomorrow and then take them home. Also going to harvest these leeks. I'm not really sure if they're ready because I've never planted leeks before, so I'm just going to harvest them. I don't think they're going to grow any bigger, so if they're not good then so be it, but I'll harvest it and give it a go. So yeah, here's our corn and then the leeks at the end and our pumpkins, and then we've got our tomatoes that we're taking home in the basket outside. And I think these sunflower seeds are ready, but I've never harvested them, so I'm just picking a couple and I'm going to go home, check if they're actually ready, and then I'll be able to pick a lot more off of our sunflowers down there. Guy, do you want to go home? No? What the hell is that? Did you get that from the pond? So day 2 back at the allotment. We harvested all our vegetables yesterday, including the corn, and I think the plan today is just to get the plot ready for winter. So usually we just cover it in black plastic and basically don't come up again until spring. But this year we're going to try and grow vegetables over winter for the first time, so we'll see how that goes. And we're just going to cover the hoops that we did the other week in fleece, plant underneath. And then we're also going to try out green manure around the plot. So we're going to rip up the corn today and plant some green manure to hopefully improve the soil, because we have got clay soil here, and then just have a little wander around the plot and see where else we can plant some green manure. And then we're probably going to trim back our fruit trees as well, just so they don't get diseased next year, and then sort out our compost bins. So yeah, I'll show you what we get up to. It's going to be a busy day. So that's all the corn ripped up. So we're just gonna rake and loosen the ground a little bit, and then I'll show you what green manure seeds we have as well. And then we're just chopping the corn to put in the compost bin. Also, a little while ago I planted some, I have no idea what, but I planted some flower seeds all along the ground, and I thought they had just died because nothing came up. But there is loads of stuff coming up now, so hopefully this flower's nice, whatever it is. But yeah, some of our corn didn't make it, like this. You can see that some of the kernels are still there, but most of it's been eaten at the top. Not sure what it's been eaten by, but yeah. Look at you. No. Oh, you've got the hair on you. Go have the one you've got up there. So that's all the corn ripped up, and then the ground sort of raked over and loosened a little bit. And then I'll show you what green manure seeds we have. So these are some of the options we've got for green manure. Yeah, we've got birdsfoot trefoil. You apparently can cut it back, but I've read some people say that it's quite difficult, so we're just going to put it in the really bad beds because I wanted flowers in there anyway. And then we've got field beans, and then we've got winter tares, which we're going to plant where we've just ripped up the corn. And most of these you just sort of cut back in spring. You don't need to like dig them up or anything. The roots stay in the ground, and hopefully we'll improve our soil a bit so we'll get better harvests next year. And then that's the field beans planted in there. I did notice as I was going along there is a couple of random beans that are already growing from the old plants. Oh, there's one, it's cute. But yeah, so planted the field beans, planted the vetch along the front with the corn, and then planted the vetch in the beds at the back, and then planted the birdsfoot trefoil in these 3 beds, and then field beans in the cucumber bed as well. And we were going to rip up the pumpkin and courgette plants today, but actually rather than leaving the soil bare until the plants are ready to go in, we're just going to leave them there for now until our plants at home are ready to go in. So yeah, we're going to take home the vegetables we harvested yesterday. We trimmed back the fruit trees quite viciously, but hopefully it makes them a bit healthier next year. Picked some sunflowers to put in a vase, planted all the green manure, and then we're just going to leave the pumpkin and stuff under the tunnels. And then once our plants are grown, then I'll probably film us planting those, and we'll get some fleece to cover them for winter. But yeah, so our plot has been a lot better this year, especially the sort of condition of the soil. And then with our compost bins, which are pretty much full after today, then hopefully it'll get better year on year. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.